I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
There's nothing better, is it, than immersing yourself in a really good book. And the Redwall series by Brian Jacques are some of the best. And if you are a big fan of Brian's stories, then here's a fantastic opportunity for you to quiz the author who conjured up the magical world of Redwall.
To celebrate World Book Day, Brian Jacques will be joining us here in the studio on Monday, the 3rd of March.
Since 1986, when his first book was published, Brian Jacques has written 18 stories, 16 of which feature the tales of Redwall. The series revolves around the medieval setting of Redwall Abbey, where the heroes are peace-loving mice, moles, shrews and squirrels, not forgetting badgers and otters. Through their adventures, they face the dark side of the animal world, where rats, weasels, stoats and foxes are involved in a struggle of good versus evil. Redwall is the title of the first of the adventures. The tranquil Redwall Abbey is under threat from a mean rat, Cluny the Scourge. To stop the evil Cluny and save Redwall, Matthias the Mouse hero follows riddles to find a legendary sword. Over 7 million Redwall books have been sold worldwide. They're a huge hit with readers from as far afield as Australia to Zimbabwe and have been translated into 16 languages.
If you're a Redwall fan and have a burning question for Brian, then here's a chance to join him with us in the studio on the 3rd of March. Bless you.
What you need to do is put your question on a postcard or stuck down envelope together with your name, age, address and telephone number and send it to this address, Blue Peter Brian Jacques, PO Box 20, London W12 6BP. You can also enter online and the details are on our website. The closing date is the 25th of February, so you've got a good amount of time.
You certainly have. Now, there are an incredible number of animals in the Redwall clans, but not as many as there are dog breeds. Ladies?
Matthias helps to lead the peace-loving mice, moles, squirrels, badgers and otters to safety. The creator of Redwall is, of course, author Brian Jacques, and he's here with us now. It's lovely to see you. Welcome to the programme.
Pleasure.
And, of course, lots of his ardent fans are here as well. Hello, guys. It's nice to see you. Now, I'm sure they're dying to ask you loads of questions, but first, I've got a question for you. Were you a keen reader and writer when you were young?
Yes, I was terribly keen. I was a small, bald-headed child with a beard. I read everything.
Really?
No, I did. I had a genuine interest in reading, and I loved to write. And I think one thing complements the other, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. I got caned in school, you know.
What?
Yes, I did. The teacher said, I wrote an essay, and the teacher said, "You didn't write this, did you?" I said, "I did, sir." He said, "How old are you, sir?" I said, 10. He said, "Boys of 10 do not write like this."
He didn't believe you?
He didn't believe, and he caned me.
Ridiculous.
I went like that.
Now, let's move on from the cane because Sean Mooney here has a question, Brian, about your characters.
Yeah, how did you come up with the Redwall characters, and are they based on real-life people?
Well, a lot of them are based on people that I know, Sean. That teacher's in there. But some of them you can make up, and some of them, you know, some of them are already in your mind, aren't they? And the names for the characters, there's different names for the characters. You can get them in different ways. There's a book there called Pearls of Lutre. Couldn't think of a name for Otter. Looked in the dictionary, under Otter, the Latin name, Lutre. I said, what a good name.
What a good idea as well. Philippa from Hinckley, what's your question?
In your books, stoats and weasels are the bad guys. Could you write a book where they are good?
I'll try not to. Actually, you see, what they call the characters are the goodies and the baddies, isn't there? You know, there's no schizophrenic baddies and sympathetic goodies, and or the other way around.
Or bad.
That's right, yeah, the other way around. Anyhow, if you think of a rat, you can call somebody a dirty rat. Right away, you've identified the baddie. So, weasels, stoats, ferrets are vermin, and that sounds bad. And the good guys are you.
There you go. Nathan Clark from Bracknell, you're up next.
How did you think of the challenging riddles that are set in most of the stories?
Because I like to play with words. I love doing crosswords, anything like that. I sit on the train with the books, crosswords, oh boy. And I love the sense that you can take words to pieces, put them together, create new words. Give me your name.
Nathan Clark.
Nathan Clark. When you go home, Nathan Clark, take your name, write it down, see how many other words you can make out of your name. There's a good test. You start to play with words, you get good.
It's a good test and
Yeah.
great advice
Riddles,
as well.
puzzles.
Brilliant stuff. Sammy Saheen, what's your question to Brian?
Why do you set your stories in medieval times?
I'll tell you, Sam, lad. Because I don't like modern technology. I'm an old-fashioned person, you see. And the weaponry is very simple. They don't have atomic discombobulator or anything, just swords, lances, spears. The clothing is simple. The food is simple. And, of course, it's a nice, quiet place, isn't it? Where all that can be heard is zub, zub, zub. And you know what that is, don't you?
No.
Be going backward. Zub, zub, zub. Next question.
OK, and the next question is from Jennifer.
In most of the books, there are sea voyages. Are these all based on your own seagoing experiences?
Well, partly, I suppose, because you can be enchanted. But I've always been enchanted by the sea, because most of this planet is covered by sea. And we're all going looking up at other planets. And we think of the depths of the sea. There's mountains, there's valleys, there's maelstroms, there's icebergs, there's tsunamis, all the wonders of the sea, the Flying Dutchman, all them things. All sea mysteries. That's what I like about the sea.
And of course you were a sailor, so you've
Of
got
course
lots
I
of
was.
experience of it. Now, Alfie Beaumont, aged 9 from Hornchurch, has emailed us. He thinks your books are great, but is there any chance of them being made into films?
Good old Alfie. Well, the people are always coming to me, you know, from Hollywood. And they call me Mr. Jacques there, you know. Hey, say, Mr. Jacques. And I don't mind. Let them, just as long as they keep the integrity of the books. But I find that films don't. And I like to see my books, in the end product, as a book for these people, for the young readers, and for readers of my age, you know, because I'm a young kid and all. And that's what the thing is. They should be on the shelves of libraries, in schools, in your homes. And let's face it, have you ever saw a film that was better than the book?
No.
I haven't.
Definitely not.
Reading
Right.
is definitely good. Now,
Of
lots of our
course.
viewers, including Rob Finlayson and Andrew Halls, want to become writers, and they wonder if you've got any advice for them.
I'm not going to tell them because they might become more famous than me. No. The advice I always give to writers, to young people wanting to write, to anybody wanting to write, is to learn the trade of a writer. An artist will do a picture on the front of a book. There's colours, brushes, paints, easels, paints a picture for us to see, right? But the author paints the picture with words, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to learn to paint the picture with words, and then people will like to look at their favourite painting in words.
By the imagination.
Well, thank you ever so much, Brian. We could sit
My
and listen
pleasure.
to you all evening, and thank you very much to you guys as well for asking your questions.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone who's sending questions. Sorry if we didn't get around to them, but do check out the Blue Peter website, because on there you'll find details about Brian's forthcoming tour. Brian, thanks for coming in. It's been
Thank
great.
you, it's a pleasure.
Matt, what's cooking?
Well,